Hi, and welcome to Straight Shot Radio. My name is Johnny Slick, and I'm the head coach at Straight Shot Training. This is part 3 of our Training at Home series. The first 2 parts we discussed nutrition and what equipment you would need at home to make the most of your workouts. Obviously, you can do everything, mostly everything, with your own body weight. If you get creative and you have some stuff to maybe hang from, like a tree branch, or you could use a bed sheet in your doorway as a TRX strap setup. I put up a video on Instagram about that. There's a lot of stuff that you can do at home with no equipment. But the first episode, we went over some things that if you get your hands on it, it would really help you out. So maybe since then your equipment has come, because I know there's a lot of wait time for some of this stuff because of all of the back orders and companies running out of equipment. So if you ordered some stuff back when I first put that episode out, it may be here by now. Maybe you've been able to get your hands on some stuff locally. I know there's, like with Dick's Sporting Goods or with Walmart or Target, you can do pickup, and with a curbside pickup, you might have been able to get some of those resistance bands or maybe some light weights or something like that for you to be able to do some workouts at your house. So hopefully you have the equipment in place. As for the second episode on nutrition, we talked about if you are in a position where you maybe don't have anything that you can work out with at home, and you're struggling to find a way to train, you can at least work on your nutrition right now, maybe until the stuff comes in, or you can figure out a solution when it comes to your working out. Obviously, you should always be looking at your nutrition, even if you have all the equipment in the world and you have all the time to train in the world and all the motivation and everything. Nutrition is still super important. So that's why I put that as the second episode in priorities of training at home. I would say make sure that you have some equipment, and then get right on top of addressing your nutrition. So hopefully you've been able to do some of that, and you might have the equipment at your house now. But the next thing is what I've had several messages about recently, and that's you have no motivation to train. You might have the stuff, you might not have the stuff. That might be one of the reasons why you're not motivated to train. But I want to talk today about how to either motivate yourself or get some external help motivating you to do your workouts however many times a week you can find to do them. Just being upfront with you, motivation to train is not something I struggle with because I have fun with it, but I understand that not everybody has fun with this. So I'm not going to try to tell you how I stay motivated, because I have too much fun with it. It's my passion. It's my career. It's my hobby. I enjoy the creativity right now of trying to figure out how to do certain things at home with what I have, because I don't have a full home gym set up. I have a bar and some plates and a couple of dumbbells, and I've been able and some resistance bands, and I realize I'm super fortunate to have even that, because I know a lot of people don't have that. But I don't have a rack. I don't have a bench. I have in plates and bar, everything totals 200 pounds. So I've had to get creative with a lot of stuff, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So for me, I don't have that problem. But I do know how to work around the problem of not having motivation to train, because that's my job as a personal trainer. So these are ideas, not necessarily things that work for me. These are things that I found have worked for other people, because one of my jobs as a personal trainer is a motivator and someone to hold people accountable to stick with their training. So if you were one of my clients and you contacted me, or you weren't my client, you just messaged me, because I'd love to help you out even if we're not working together, and you said, Johnny, I just have no motivation to train, the first thing I would tell you to do is, what do you enjoy when it comes to your training? Now, this might be very different than what you do in the gym, because you might be doing stuff in the gym that you know you should be doing because of its health benefits, or because you might have a strength goal, and there are certain exercises and ways of training that you just need to do in order to get stronger with that lift. You might be getting ready for an event, and there's some things that you have to do to get ready for it. I'm not talking about the stuff that you have to do, because that's not going to help you right now for most of you. I want you to find something that you enjoy. If you enjoy running, and you hate lifting, then, maybe right now you don't spend a ton of time lifting. Maybe if you can get yourself to do 1 or 2 full body weight workouts a week and you spend the rest of your time running, I would much rather you lose strength or your abilities in a certain aspect of fitness in the name of staying active the entire time. Because if you're not motivated to do the stuff you don't want to do right now, you're not going to do it just by me telling you, yeah, you definitely need to go do that. Because you already know that there are things you should do, but that's not going to motivate you. And me telling you need to go do this, that typically doesn't work. And what you need to find is, and this is the first place to start, is what do I enjoy doing? And start with that. And what that's going to do, though, is once you start doing more of the running, or let's say you hate cardio, you hate running, and you just want to lift, then just lift. But maybe once you get into the routine of doing those things you like, then you might feel a little bit more motivated to, you know what, I've been doing a lot of running and my knees always feel better if I do some hamstring exercises. Maybe I'm going to start doing, I have some dumbbells, maybe I'll start doing some single leg deadlifts. I have, resistance bands, maybe I'll do some lying hamstring curls or hip raises with the band around my knees. Maybe I'm going to start doing that because I know it helps my hips feel better when I run. So that you then start to use the things that you know you should do to help you have more fun with the things that you find fun. So I would say enjoyment. Seek enjoyment right now. There's a lot of stuff right now in our lives that we're doing because we have to, and it's not things that we enjoy. So making your workouts, you're just adding on top of that by adding more unenjoyment to your life. And this is a time where mental health needs to be considered just as much as your physical health, if not more in some cases. So, what do you find enjoyable? What's going to make you feel good? What type of exercise are you going to do that when you're finished it, you think to yourself, I'm really glad I did that. That felt good. So obviously exercising isn't the most fun thing for most people. Okay, so I'm saying find something that you find enjoyable and not the most fun thing you've ever done. Okay, so what do you enjoy about physical activity or exercise? And it doesn't even need to be, regular structured exercise. If you just want to go for a really long walk and just whenever you feel like doing a little bit of running, do a little bit of running. Or if you just want to go out in the yard and with your kids and make up some type of game using body weight exercises or something, which actually I'm going to talk about a little bit later. So I won't jump into that. The next thing that I think would help you is if you're still finding it hard to enjoy anything, or maybe it's you enjoy exercising, but you have no motivation because you don't know what to do. The next thing I would say, and I did an episode on this a while back called Put Your Money Where Your Health Is, you might need to invest in something that's going to make you want to work out because you put out money for something. So this is buying a program, buying like an online program, or buying sessions with a coach via Skype or Zoom, or classes via Skype or Zoom. You could buy some equipment. Now, buying equipment might help motivate you, but it might just end up sitting at your house. So that's why I like it whenever people put out money for a program, or so you're buying knowledge from somebody else, or you are actually buying somebody else's time. You're buying time with a personal trainer online, or you're buying time as part of a group exercise class. When you pay for something, you're much more likely to do it than if you just do something for free. All right, so invest in yourself, and that's going to make you more likely to be motivated to exercise, because it almost feels like, well, I don't want to waste this. I spent this much money on this program. I need to do this program. Plus, you're getting the structure, and when you see structure, you can then plan it out and make it part of your week. So I'm sure you've seen all over the internet right now about how important it is to find some type of routine, like with your kids and their schooling. Well, you're the same way. You need routine. Exercise used to be a part of your routine. It needs to somehow make it into that routine now. So you need to build it into your day. So that takes away a lot of the motivation, because then it's okay. From this time to this time, I'm going to work out. If you make it something you enjoy, then you're going to be looking forward to that, quote unquote, obligation in your day. If it's something that you enjoy, and you carve it out into your day, and it's something you're paying for, you have an investment in it, you're probably going to do it. And there's a lot of different ways you can train. If you want to try Straight Shot, I'll tell you again at the end of the episode, but you can get your first month of it for free. Then after that, it's just $21 a month, so it's not a huge commitment, but it is a commitment because it's something you're signing up for. It's an email that comes every week. It lays out your week for you. You know that every day you need to spend 45 minutes to an hour on these workouts. It becomes something that can become more structured in your training, so that it just becomes part of your day, and you have to worry less about the motivational aspect of it because it's part of your routine. There's a lot of stuff that we do that if we sat and thought about it, we might not be motivated to do, but because it's part of our day, we do it. So that would be investing in your program, or if you feel like equipment is the answer for it, then invest in some equipment so that you can have that to motivate you to train. The other thing is if you're more creative with stuff, you could build equipment, and that might be fun. If that's your thing, that could be a motivator, because then you have the fun of building whatever implement it is you want to build, and then you get to use it, and it's kind of enjoyable. I'm not sure how many of you are feeling like making your own barbells and dumbbells, but I've been seeing some really, really creative stuff online. I've been having fun making it. When I make something, I typically am excited to use it the next time I work out, because I made this tire sled, and I made this barbell out of a shovel and 5-gallon buckets filled with sand, which you always see on Instagram coming up. So there's different ways that you can find motivation in the form of investing in a program, a trainer, or equipment. The next motivator could be the same thing that brings you into the gym, which is the social aspect. I know what you're saying. Well, there's rules on social distancing and staying at home. This is you and your family, and maybe you don't currently work out with your family. The gym might be your time to kind of have a little bit of me time, but now that all of us are spending so much more time with our families, it's a great time for your family to get involved in a fitness routine together. And again, this doesn't need to be something super, super structured. It could be, you get out a deck of cards and you assign an exercise to each suit. So hearts could be push-ups or modified push-ups. Diamonds could be burpees or up-downs. Clubs could be squats, and spades could be sit-ups. Okay, so you have 4 exercises. Then as soon as you take a card off the top of the deck, you do whatever exercise that is for how the reps are, whatever the number is on the card. If it's a king, a queen, or a jack, it's going to be 10 reps, and if it's an ace, it's going to be 11. And you work your way through the deck as a family. Or you could play War, like the card game War, and whoever loses that battle in War, then that person does the reps on the card that beat them. So then you're alternating with somebody. So there's a lot of different ways. I'm sure you could come up with even more creative games, since I don't play really any card games. So you could probably figure out a way to play a card game and make it fun and have those exercises associated with it, so it becomes a game and it's not so structured. But you can get your family to do it with you. So I know some of you are finding it hard to find time to train. You might be motivated, but you don't have any time because you're doing so much with your family. Well, get your family involved. I work out most days on our back porch area with my son. He's playing in the sandbox. He's shooting basketball in his little Tykes hoop. He might be digging in the garden that we just dug, and I'm throwing a barbell around there. And the rule is when my hands are on the barbell, you have to stay behind a certain line. And so I'm able to play with him in between sets, and he's talking to me the whole time and having fun. I will just say, be really careful. You don't want to set weights down on little ones, but just because you are spending the time together and you are working out doesn't mean they have to do everything you're doing. So you can still do your barbell and your dumbbell stuff while you're with your family, hanging out, they're playing, doing whatever, and it just becomes part of a routine. It'll seem weird at first, especially if you're the only one working out, but if this is how you need to get it done, that's how you need to get it done. So we're thinking about how are we going to get the things done that we know we need to get done, and how are we going to find enjoyment to help us stay motivated when it comes to our training. So it's however you need to get it done when it comes to your family time and your workouts. But I would say if you can get your family involved, that will be helpful. The other thing is getting a friend involved virtually. So do a Zoom or a Skype or a FaceTime and do a workout together. So maybe one of you has a program, or one of you comes up with a workout, or each of you come up with an exercise, and you can go back and forth. So I'm on a Zoom call with you, and I'll say, okay, let's do 30 seconds of jump squats. And then we do 30 seconds of jump squats, then we rest for 30 seconds. And then during that 30 seconds, you tell me, okay, Johnny, we're going to do 30 seconds of jump lunges or push-ups or dips or something. And then we go back and forth, and we can come up with a circuit together, and we can do it, face-to-face via whatever video call app you want to use. So that might be something that helps you because then you could get kind of together with your gym friends and do a workout together, just like you all did whenever you went to the gym, because that was probably one of your big motivators back when gyms were open, was you wanted to go there to see your friends. So this might be a way to do that, is to work out together. The other thing is just holding each other accountable. When you have your gym buddies and you're missing your gym time, they're probably going to call you and say, hey, we haven't seen you in class, or text you or hit you up on Facebook and say, hey, we haven't seen you in class. How's everything going? Well, we don't have those physical touch points right now since gyms are closed. So you all need to keep doing this virtually with each other. Check in on people and see how they're doing with their workouts. See if they've been doing anything different. They found a class or a program online, or something through the gym that they go to. Can they help you find something that they've been finding enjoyable? Or maybe it's something where you need that we call it come to Jesus talk, where somebody gives you that little kick in the butt that you need. You're like, you know what? Yeah, you remember you went back in the gym, you were working on that stuff, you were doing really well. You should get back into it. Maybe just those little things, and you're not obviously wanting to pressure anybody because it's already a stressful time, but something that's going to give them just a little bit of a boost to remembering why it was that they were working out, and can they try to get those same benefits at home? Because a lot of the stuff that we do in the gym is because of the endorphin release and the mental health aspect of it, and that is super important for you to keep up while at home. So if you work out because it helps you clear your head and it puts you in a good mood, whatever you need to do to get that feeling at home with your workouts, try to get that feeling at home, and try to check in on your friends and make sure that they're still doing it, because if you are struggling, they might be struggling too. So checking in, helping each other out. Gyms are built on these community relationships between members, and is one of my favorite things to see when my morning class ends and they stick around, they just hang out and chat and eat snacks with their kids on the mats during my next class. That's one of my favorite things to look over and see everybody hanging out. And that's one of the big things that I miss right now about being in the gym is that community aspect. And I know you all are missing it too, because you all have messaged me and told me, and I'm really sorry that we can't all be together, but I do really need you all to help each other out by continuing to be there for each other the same way that you are in person whenever the gym is operational. Going into our last one here, and this is you've had your internal motivator, which is you finding something enjoyable. You get some type of external motivation when it comes to buying a program, buying sessions with a trainer, or the external motivation from your friends or your family. Or maybe you could be the motivator in that aspect as well. Well, the last one is where my job normally comes in, where I am the external motivator, and I'm supposed to tell you something that's going to give you the kick in the butt that you need to get going. And I've said before, I'm not a motivational speaker. I don't see myself as the most motivational of coaches. I'm a movement coach. I consider that my expertise. I obsess about movement and how to make movements better and more efficient, and get people to lift the weights they want to lift, move the way they want to move, feel the way they want to feel, and look the way they want to look because of the way that they're moving and eating. And that's how I approach things, is very tactical. But I do understand that motivation is something that people need from personal trainers. So when all of this happened with gyms shutting down, I have been in touch with a lot of coaches from all over. I mean, I even spent some time talking to a coach out in San Antonio. Him and I had some ideas we're tossing back and forth with each other over Instagram, and I've been able to connect with so many coaches. And the one thing that that we have said several times to each other is that we need to start viewing obstacles as opportunities. And this is what I want to present to you all. And I know this is not always the realm that I dive into as a coach. So if it sounds strange hearing it from me, I understand too, because I typically don't get super motivational. But just let me tell you this is, if you start seeing this obstacle or whatever obstacle it is that you have in front of you, in terms of your working out or your nutrition or this whole thing of staying home, when you start seeing this as an opportunity, it flips it. So now that I'm home and working out, this is just from the workout standpoint, I see every workout as an opportunity for me to grow as a trainer and grow as an athlete and a mover, because I am now limited to the weight I have at home and the equipment I have at home. But how can I make the weights at home heavier? Okay, can I move slower? Can I move faster? Can I add bands? Can I use a staggered stance? Can I use a single leg stance? Can I do one arm for this exercise? How can I make this harder? Can I add range of motion? Can I change the range of motion? Can I change the tempo? And I've now seen in the past month that and just because of focusing on different things, there's certain aspects of my fitness that are getting better than whenever I was in the gym. I'm able to jump higher. I'm faster with the amount of sprinting I'm doing. I know I'm probably losing strength on things, but I'm getting much more powerful because of the speed that I'm lifting things. So I took the obstacle, which was I don't have that much equipment, and I've seen it as an opportunity for how can I use what I have to continue to get better as an athlete. And how can I learn things by trial and error that I can then share with other people via social media, and then when we get back in the gym, how can I become better as a coach during this? When it comes to the obstacle of me not being able to train people in person right now, that has been an opportunity. That obstacle has become an opportunity for me to grow as a personal trainer online. I'm now cranking out online programs for people. I'm connecting with people I would not have been able to connect with before. I have had to get resourceful. I've had to get creative. There is pushed me to places that are definitely uncomfortable and not in my realm when it comes to the types of workouts I'm designing and the speed at which I am having to get them out, and the technologies I'm using to get them out. It's not something that I would say that I'm great at, but I'm getting better at. And I would not have gotten better. I wouldn't have had this chance to grow had it not been for the opportunity in front of me. And so I didn't say obstacle in front of me, I said opportunity in front of me. So the other thing, and this is way more important than working out or nutrition or anything, is the opportunity I've had in front of me to spend more time with my family. And I mean, if any of you saw me in the gym, I was there from 8:30 to 5:30. I live 45 minutes from the gym. It was tough leaving in the morning and getting home and only getting to see my son for an hour and a half before he went to bed, and then only getting to hang out with my wife for an hour or so after that before we went to bed. And now I'm spending all day with them. So this has been a huge opportunity. So there have been some really hard things that have happened and gone down, and I don't want to I'm not even going to get into them, but I just want to let you know that this has not been sunshine and roses for me and my family during this, but that's not what I focus on. I'm always a pretty positive person, but this has pushed me to realize how many things I'm not in control of, and how much of this is just me having to embrace the opportunities in front of me, that I believe God has put in front of me, and taking these opportunities and not view them as obstacles. So there's your pep talk. So if you can try to find the opportunities in this. The opportunity might be you have more time to train now than you did before. The opportunity might be you get to work out with your family now. The opportunity might be you get to learn more about working out because you're having to navigate this stuff on your own. You can kind of branch out a little bit. You can try different things. I really want you to see the opportunity here. The opportunity of you might be at home all day now. I know this is difficult for you all diet-wise because there's snacks and stuff in the house. But if you're used to eating out all of your meals, this could be a big opportunity for you to get your diet in check because now you're going to be making your food. Okay? So please try to see the opportunities in front of you. And I know this is not easy, and it has not been easy, and it's going to continue to be difficult, and we need to figure out, what each day, one day at a time when it comes to this stuff. But I want to encourage you to continue. The fact that you're listening to this, the fact that you're trying, the fact that you're messaging me shows me that you are still, you still want this. You still want to work out. You want to be healthy. You want to feel good. That's the first step. We just need to give you something that's going to help you get motivated enough to make this part of your day, to start seeing those obstacles as opportunities, and get you back into some type of routine, with your current home routine life now. Get you into something so that you can start training even just a little bit and then gradually go from there. Just make it a very small part of your day, short workouts, a couple of times a week, and add more as you're able to. Thank you all so much for listening today. I really appreciate it. If you need help with the program, please head to straightshottraining.com. You click on a button at the top that says free month, or you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and click let's get started, and you can get a free month of workouts there. That has everything, warm-ups with your mobility and your prehab, has your strength, has your cool downs, has your conditioning work. It also includes a body weight only workout every week, so you can start putting those together. The more weeks that you stay in, the more these body weight workouts you'll have, and you'll get to kind of put together your own home routine out of these body weight workouts that come with emails. But also the workouts are set up that you can do everything with dumbbells. So if you have dumbbells or a set of kettlebells or only a barbell, you don't need a ton of equipment. Even just a set of dumbbells, you'd be able to do perfectly fine with the workouts. And then you have access to the private Facebook group where you can connect with other Straight Shot athletes, and you can ask questions of me in that group. You can also message me anytime if you need help with the workouts. If you have questions for me that you would like for me to cover in future podcasts, we have some episodes coming up on how to continue to train towards the goals that you had in the gym, how to keep doing that at home. So if you have some questions regarding, how do I keep my strength up? How do I keep my muscle mass up? How do I gain muscle mass? How do I lose weight? We're going to cover that in an upcoming episode. So if you have any specific questions you would like for me to cover, just message me at Johnny, Jonny, at straightshottraining.com, or you can message me on Facebook or Instagram, and at Straight Shot Training on Instagram and Straight Shot Training on Facebook. So thank you again so much for listening, and I hope you all have some great at-home workouts, but more importantly, great home time with your family, and I hope to see you all back in the gym soon.